Okay, it's time to do whatever's next. Oh, I actually have to finish Sigewinne's. I only started it, so I don't know what happens after, but something new stuff. Is there a way I can see? There should be a way for me to see. No, it won't let me. Because I wasn't able to pay attention last time because I was busy doing Chiori's quests. So I don't actually know what's happening.
It's an honor to receive such high praise from you. To be honest, I was also hoping you might be able to point out some flaws in the product so I can keep improving it.
With most skincare products, the pros and cons only become apparent with long-term use. Yet, this one has instant benefits, improving skin quality without any obvious side effects. Don't worry though, I plan to keep using it, and I'll publish regular reviews in Beautés en Fleur. You can read my thoughts there.
Oh, I was hoping for a more casual conversation, but you are a beauty association leader after all. I understand if you want to keep this professional.
Sigewinne! Oh, excuse us, Miss Beauty Expert.
Wait.
That's right, and by her side, the equally famous Paimon.
Well, I don't normally handle customer questions personally, but Butterfly Dew is made for all skin types, so no matter who you are, you can rest assured that it will be kind to your skin. If anything, it might be marginally more effective on Fontainian's skin, but other than that, it works the same on everyone.
Why would it work better on
In the interests of protecting my trade secrets, I'm...
alright.
Save yourself the trouble. I'd be greatly honored to have both of you use my product.
Yay! Paimon's private fund survives!
I can see why you might think that, but please don't misunderstand. This gift is simply a token of my esteem. There's no business motivation behind it. To me, finding new customers for Butterfly Dew is about meeting kindred spirits, fellow admirers of physical beauty. I consider it a labor of love.
Admirers of physical beauty? Eesh, that's embarrassing to say out loud.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, Miss Paimon. Most people claim to desire inner virtue, but it's still physical appearance that turns their heads. This is a fact of life. It's only natural for people to desire to become beautiful. And that's exactly what inspired me to choose this research direction in the first place.
You're right.
Look at the time. My apologies, but I have other things to attend to. I'll leave you with these 2 bottles of Butterfly Dew, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Paimon, I'd say there's no need for you and the Traveler to use this product for now. Why? The quality is fine. I just think there's room for improvement. Really? Then why didn't you tell Rawat about that? Researchers are a very special breed of human. You can point out their flaws to their face and they won't mind very much. But if you tell them that someone else could do a better job, now that'll make them really upset. If I'd mentioned it, he probably wouldn't have given you those 2 bottles for free. Fair enough. If you're interested in the more effective version, I can write up a list of ingredients for you. When you say more effective, you mean it'll make Paimon even prettier? As for me, it's probably time I got back to the Fortress of Maripede. Alright, see you there then!
Neato. Collect the 2 materials on the list. What are the 2 materials? First one is here. What's over here? Star Crunch? Oh,
just up ahead, Traveler! The ingredients for Sigewinne should be nearby!
It might be Lumitoir. No, I have to get it from the tainted Hydro thing? The Hydro Phantasm? Which one are you? Your attacks are much more reasonable to dodge.
Let's go, Twirly!
What I don't like is the social. a while. It tends to happen when I'm using a single character that isn't inextricably designed for constant combat by themselves. This isn't good. Water sport, that's good. That's 10k without it, right? I got the items. I don't know what it was. Oh, it was just an extract. And I have 10 of those. No, I think I have a bunch. Either way, it just needs the other version of it. Then I need one from you, so I'll just show you real quick.
Let's head to the Fortress of Mirapede!
Interesting choice of ingredients. But who am I to judge, I guess? Well, it should be way back from here. I haven't been in here in a while, so I don't actually remember the layout that much. Or at all, to be honest. Okay, that's annoying. Need to be on this level, which means I need to get this one. There we go.
Let's go, Swirly!
It's been a while since I've been in here. I spent a lot of time in here for a while.
Whoa, the infirmary is packed!
Please, you have to believe me. I saw it with my own eyes last night. Another me! He looked exactly like me.
Got it, okay. I've written down everything you told me. Now, first, which...
Your index finger, but I'm...
Very good. Hey there, Your Grace. It's been a while.
Ah, it's you two. Indeed it has. I would offer you some tea, but I'm afraid the timing is unfortunate.
No worries. Actually, we were looking for Sigewinne.
This inmate came running to the guards in a panic, claiming to have seen his exact doppelganger.
A doppelganger? Doesn't that just mean...
And that's what I thought when the report first reached my desk. But we've inspected our records. No one even vaguely resembles him. Considering how certain he is of what he saw, I can only surmise that he's having some mental issues.
All right, very good. Evaluation complete. I couldn't find any symptoms pointing to a physical condition.
I see. So...
I have to assume so for now. Psychological issues are more difficult to detect. At this stage, we can at least confirm that he is in command of his cognitive faculties.
The rumor mill will go crazy if word of this gets out. Guards, take him to the ward for a period of observation. The Marechaussee Phantom has requested my cooperation on a case, otherwise I'd deal with this myself. Sorry for the trouble, head nurse.
No problem, Your Grace.
By the way, we have a couple of guests here who have made the trip just to see you. I imagine it must be important.
Oh, Traveler. Hey there, Sigewinne!
I'll be in my office if you desperately need me.
Okay, bye-bye!
We probably will.
Sigewinne. Would you mind waiting for just a moment? I have another patient to see. Oh, sure!
Sigewinne, we've brought him. And he seems to have taken a turn for the worse again.
Okay, don't panic. Let's start by sitting him down here. Paimon had no idea how busy it can get for Sigewinne. Maybe now's not the time to ask for her help with skincare. Good point. Besides, it might actually be interesting to observe her at work. Well, this could hurt. So... Did his face melt?
It's anyone's guess. His face melted off shortly after arriving at the fortress. But since he's a serious offender, he can't be allowed out for medical treatment. Best we can do for now is ask the head nurse to give him something to manage the symptoms. Oh, this is gonna be awkward. We still need to bring him to the Marechaussee Phantom for questioning.
The Marechaussee Phantom?
Yup, it was a huge case. They bagged a few dozen crooks in one fell swoop. And this guy's the baddest apple of the bunch.
You done gawking?
Can I see what it
Not
looks like?
yet. I need... Don't worry. We Melusines have a very different sense of aesthetics from humans. To me...
Don't patronize me. Do I look like a kid to you?
Hey, lose the attitude.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to apply... Look how nice Sigewinne's being. And he's...
Can I leave now?
Wow, not a peep.
Thank you, Sigewinne. And I apologize for the trouble.
So, Traveler? We did, but we don't want to... Oh, don't be silly. I agreed to it, didn't I? Take a rest here if you want. Or alternatively, is there anything we could help you with, Sigewinne? That's right, let us... Good point. Don't worry. I'll take a look at my schedule. I'm sure I can find something to treat this condition. I gotta warn you, though. It'll be tiring work. So I suggest you take a break first.
Nah. I'm good.
We're ready, Sigewinne. What's our first mission? I found the perfect job for the Traveler. First, I'd like you to lie down.
Okay.
What for? I need you to pretend to be sick.
Okay.
Oh, is it that difficult? Oh! I sure did. She was way more interesting than the usual malingering inmates. When you played along very well, Paimon. Well, this is... no time to explain. My next patient will be here any second. Please, just do as I say. You can, pretend like you've got a nest. Okay. Well, your mother has enough on her plate with a busy job. Well, the last thing she needs is to worry about you being sick as well.
I know. I shouldn't treat the place like a playground. Shouldn't go swimming in the lower levels where we join up with the sea. I thought I'd be able to have some fun here at the fortress for a few days.
All right. Sit yourself down and I'll take your temperature.
But Doc, it's so bitter. Do I really have to drink it? I mean, I'll be fine, right? Can't you just write me a note saying I'm on the mend? I just need something to keep my mom off my case. Huh?
Well, if you want to rely on your own immune system to clear up your fever, oh, then you'll have to tough it out like... Hang in there, Traveler! Are you gonna puke? As long as you're tough enough to get through the nausea and dizziness caused by the high fever, you'll be right as rain after just a few days' rest.
And...
Hey! Put it this way. At least you'll never have to see the doctor again, right?
I think maybe I'll take that medicine after all.
Oh, of course.
It's so bitter.
All done.
It can't be that bad.
Good job, you two.
Medicine was never that bad. It was gross, surely, but it's because it wasn't meant to taste good. It was meant to, heal you.
That kid really doesn't know what's good for him. His mother's a guard here. She's been working back-to-back shifts lately. But unfortunately, his father's away on a business trip right now. He was quite happy at first. He seemed to think that the Fortress of Meripede would be all fun and games. So you made us put on that act just to scare a kid into taking his medicine? That's a pretty sneaky... It's a technique I learned from my teacher. Oh, you had a teacher? She was human. Oh. No, it's fine. I really liked my teacher, so it's always nice when I get to talk about her with other people. She was a traveling doctor, and since she didn't have a clinic, she'd go out and visit her patients wherever they were. Dealing with the badly behaved ones was her specialty. She used to say, if you can scare the little brats into taking their medicine, you won't have to hear them wailing and screeching when their condition gets worse.
Huh, she sounds like a pretty strict teacher.
Oh, strict? That's not how my teacher saw it.
Strange way for a doctor to describe themselves. Now Paimon's curious to know what she looked like.
Oh,
Old lady.
wow, yep. All the children she treated thought she was a witch.
Why does it almost sound like you're...
Oh, because I am. If she was here, all the children would take their medicine without any need for tricks.
a doctor who looks like a witch?
Oh, me, on the other hand?
That's actually a good thing, you know?
Oh, my next patient should be arriving now.
Sure thing!
Visit our patients later. She's finally done with work for the day.
Is it...
Well, thanks to you two.
Aw. Should we get some rest?
Oh, there is one last thing. I have to keep it confidential, so I usually leave it till after everyone's clocked out.
Confidential?
Well, it's fine. You're not living here anymore, so it's okay if you know. All it is I have to prepare some ingredients to make healthy meals with.
Wait, you mean those?
My patients refuse to eat any healthy meals I prepare in front of them, so I have to prep the ingredients in secret.
Considering even the chef's version makes people uneasy, it really makes you wonder what's in it.
You want to find out? I can teach you how to make it. That way, if you ever suffer from exhaustion on your future travels, you can prepare a healthy meal for yourself.
Sure.
Is this always still open? I don't think I have enough time
The
to
ingredients are ready.
Kind of hungry.
Now, put them on the table and add them in the order I tell you. First, we add this special slime condensate. Stir it
It actually is
thoroughly,
open right now.
then pour
Like
it
30
in.
minutes.
See that?
Yeah, it really does.
Next up, xenochromatic crystals. You want to crush them up into a fine powder.
Wait,
Okay.
are those from Fontimer Aberrants?
Finally, we'll need some high-protein meat. Frogs are an excellent choice.
Okay.
Oh!
And we're done. Yesterday in the production zone, I noticed an inmate who's been working for 2 days straight.
Sigewinne really does have the...
Yeah, but it also looks... I'm pretty sure it looks fucking disgusting. It's frog guts. Xenochromatic crystals. What even are they? What are the xenochromatic crystals? What are they? That's interesting. I mean, it's literally crystal. Oh, and we get to see Bran again. Look, it's Bran.
Ah, head nurse.
Just the one today. The serial number's on the lid.
Sounds good. I'll make sure it gets delivered.
Sounds like they're talking.
Thanks for your help.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. I only wish I could do more.
That won't do. If you reduce your sleeping hours any further, your health will start to suffer.
All right. Nurse's orders.
Well, I'm done with work for today. Thanks for helping out, you two.
Seems like the guards and staff here have a lot of respect for you, Sigewinne. In just one day of helping you with your work, it feels like we've done a lot for the fortress.
Head nurse, please, wait. I'm sorry to disturb you this late at night, but I think you'll agree, this is urgent.
Okay, just relax and catch your breath.
The guard at the observation ward, Odilon, he told me to pass on a message to you. One of the inmates there, the guy suffering from possible hallucinations, well, he seems to have made a sudden recovery, and now he wants to apply for permission to leave the ward.
Huh?
You were right to tell me. I'll have to examine him and make sure he's well before we discharge him.
Looks like we've got one job as medical assistants left.
I'm gonna talk to Bran real quick. Yippee! Get a welfare bill. I keep forgetting I can come and actually grab these. Oh, thanks for your patronage. Suspicious Tassus Rug out. Restores 20% of max. That's not terrible. And then I got a fortune slip. Okay, have another. Just kidding. What? Can I actually use that over here? I like how they added Bran into the game. I didn't realize I had a bunch of these new. I didn't realize, like, well, to be honest, I didn't realize I could buy directly from him. Always want more heal stuff. And defense solution, I bet either Haggis is nice. Okay, what about the fortune slips? Oh, we do have to go back up, though. Nope, that's the wrong level. Hello, everyone.
Ah, head nurse, you're finally here. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've caused. After giving it some thought, I'm sure that I was probably just seeing things. It's stress-related, I imagine. I'd been working long hours, so
I totally understand. Still, I have to give you an examination before I can discharge you.
Again, so sorry. I was in such a state this morning, I barely...
Oh, not at all. It's a lot to remember. First up, we have a little cognitive test.
Your pinky.
All right, all indicators...
So it was a stress-induced hallucination?
Well, we've certainly had previous cases of mental illness caused by overwork, which is why I carefully observe everyone in the production zone.
Please, head nurse, you shouldn't blame yourself. I'm just still adapting, that's all. Pushed myself too hard, and I guess I couldn't take it. Thanks for looking after me. I'll be as good as new after a good night's sleep. And if you can give me the okay, I know I'll sleep better back in my good old dorm.
Isn't this... Does he not sound suspiciously like the Doctor? I don't remember which one it is, because I haven't actually watched Doctor Who, but it's the really old one. The one that was, like, involved in the Time War and stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen much.
It can be difficult to relax in an unfamiliar environment. I suggest you take 2 days off to focus on your recovery. I'll take you off the observation list for now.
Great. I can't thank you enough, head nurse.
Mr. Odilon, could you escort him back?
Of course. I'm on guard duty in the administrative area tonight.
Guess you're finally done for the day now, huh?
Yep.
Oh, no rush! Seriously, it's...
Well, tomorrow it is then.
Oh, don't you worry! We will! After a productive day of work, we're both gonna sleep like a log. Yeah, sleep tight.
Obtained a twice lucky fortune slip. Oh, perfect. Right before midnight.
Paimon really did sleep like a log.
Switcheroo.
Let's go find Sigewinne.
We definitely got a doppelganger on our hands. Yeah, and we've got 2 of them.
Oh, how is the infirmary even busier than yesterday?
Good morning, Traveler and Paimon. I have a few people here for a checkup.
No problem.
There's a bit of a complicated situation.
You have to believe me.
You're in a medical facility. Keep it down.
Please, listen to me. I'm not Gascon. I'm Uy.
You're a horrible liar, you know that? We get all your mugshots with our arrest warrants.
You mean because of the way I look? I don't know what happened. I just woke up like this. Then you guys dragged me in here for an interrogation.
I brought you here to figure out what's going on. If you truly are the victim of an injustice, yelling isn't going to achieve anything.
This is nuts.
Morning, Your Grace. What's going on?
Remember the case I mentioned yesterday? The one brought to me by the Marechaussee Phantom? Well, we've been questioning the inmates involved this morning. Every single one of them is claiming mistaken identity.
Huh. That's even weirder than what that guy was saying yesterday.
The thing is, none of them have been able to provide any evidence whatsoever to support their claims. Questioning them further got us nowhere,
And we thought yesterday was as busy as it got for Sigewinne.
We've compiled their statements. Have a look.
That's Eric. Hold on, I'm a guard. I think I was tagged. This isn't me at all. Let's talk to Odilon and Eric then.
Wait.
Release? Interesting. The inmates they spoke of in their
I noticed that too. If that's their plan, they're underestimating us a little.
All the more reason to be cautious. Lumberzar, check the release list for today and make sure no one gets processed. We're gonna need an excuse, though. Just say we're out of forms, and that we're furiously printing more as we speak.
I'm on it.
It's conceivable that our group of serious offenders somehow found a way to switch places with inmates who are about to be released.
We did consider that possibility. But I mean, just look at them.
Only if they're dead ringers for the inmates due for release, I suppose.
Yes, the inmates' mugshots were attached to the list. The only other thing that stands out to me is that their voices sound a little different today.
Oh, really?
Give me a moment. I know, it's not time to change your dressing yet.
Huh?
This should be Honore. He has very severe facial ulcers, which require an operation in the hospital at the Court of Fontaine. I authorized him to leave the fortress for medical treatment under guarded escort.
Yes, like I told you. I'm not Putton. I'm Honore.
So there has been a swap. Well, I can see what happened in Potton's case. But how do you explain the other inmates?
No, I believe it was their faces that got switched. The method is a bit like replacing a tooth. Take the bad tooth out, put a false one in. Traveler, Paimon, do you...
Yeah, sure.
Then you can be my witnesses. To start...
From the list, that was Henry.
So, you're...
Yes, head nurse. It's me.
I need to do another examine...
All right. It's the cognition test first, right?
Now, try to recall if you can. The last time we did this test, which finger did I hold up?
I believe it was your index finger.
But that means...
Huh?
So, basically, last night, the Eric who said he saw another him suddenly recovered and applied to leave the observation ward. Sigewinne did another test before letting him leave, but that time, she held up her pinky finger.
Huh? I don't know about any test last night. There was nothing to do in the observation ward, so I went straight to bed. Then I somehow woke up in a high-security cell.
Well, in that case, there is a reasonable explanation for the strange events of the past 2 days.
So, what exactly happened?
The gang of serious offenders wanted to break out of prison, so they identified a group of scapegoats, namely inmates whose terms were almost up, and planned to switch appearances with them. Last night, when Odilon was on duty, they ambushed him It had one of their group switch appearances with him using their face-swapping method. That allowed them to avoid scrutiny from the other guards. Then, once all the other inmates were asleep, Odilon spent his night shift carrying out the remainder of their switcheroo plan. However, they made one mistake. Henri changed his appearance to match Eric's earlier than he should have done, and ended up being spotted by the real Eric. Real Eric came to the guards for help, but we didn't know then what we know now, so we put it down to hallucination. However, since one of the gang members was posing as a guard, they simply changed real Eric's appearance and had their Eric take his place.
Right, because I put Eric on the observation list by then, and no inmates on that list can be processed for departure until I've discharged them.
Hence why the imposters had to pull that little stunt to get fake Eric off the list.
Yeah, it all makes sense now.
Well, I can't fault the reasoning. But I'm afraid that we ruled out the possibility of face switching very early on in this process.
Criminals altering their facial appearance to commit crimes is nothing new. In fact, one of the explicit duties of the Malazines in the Marechaussee Phantom is to identify criminals in disguise. We carefully examined all the suspects, and there were...
So far, it seems more likely that the gang stole documentation belonging to the inmates due for release.
Actually, there is a potion that can completely change someone's appearance.
A shape-shifting potion?
Forgive me, head nurse, but this is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Yes,
But...
Please, trust me in my professional opinion as an experienced clinician.
At the same time, without any solid evidence, it's pure speculation. Yep.
Okay. Well, it was our negligence that meant we had to come and conduct these post-internment interrogations.
Your Grace, bad news. I paused the releases like you asked, but we were too late. I checked the list.
2 hours ago? That's before today's interrogations began.
So there really was a switch after all.
We should be able to catch up with them if we leave now, right?
Not if that potion is real. They can just switch faces again after leaving the fortress.
Yikes! So we're at a complete dead end!
Well, technically we were only able to arrest this gang thanks to the help of a researcher from the Fontaine Research Institute.
Oh? What? Isn't that the handsome guy we met at that skincare promotion?
Handsome? One of the crimes this gang is charged with is the manufacture and sale of illicit drugs. At first, he thought it was a typical case of intellectual property infringement, and he tried to negotiate with them. But once he discovered their criminal operation, he reported them to the authorities. Thanks to his report, we were able to swoop in and arrest them all in one go.
What a hero!
No doubt. This is worth following up on. As the one who snitched on them, it's highly likely that Rawat will be targeted by the escapees. That aside, since he's negotiated with them in person before, there's a chance he'll have some additional information for us.
Understood, Your Grace. My team and I will head to the Fontaine Research Institute right away. In the meantime...
Of course.
Miss Morgan, I'd like to...
Huh?
Well, I'm the one who discharged...
Don't say that, head nurse. Your focus was on the inmate's health, and rightly so.
I also have a more personal reason. Cotton is a patient of mine, and if I...
Look, head nurse, I completely understand where you're coming from. But arresting criminals is...
Don't worry.
If I may, Miss Morgan, Sigewinne is the one who raised the potion hypothesis, and I'm sure she has far more expertise on the topic than your team. And if you really are worried for... Ah, there you go, right on cue. Knew I could count on you.
Okay. Well, since this plan has the Duke's blessing...
I still haven't done stuff, anything here. I'm pretty sure I still have a bunch of event stuff I have to do.
Greetings. Sorry to impose, but I'm afraid we're here...
The Marechaussee Phantom.
Not this time, no. We're looking for a researcher.
What? He actually doesn't work on site here very often. There's a handful of researchers in the nearby area who know him pretty well, though.
Just a handful?
Well, I guess you could say he's popular. at least on a superficial level. He's blessed with good looks, so he tends to make a good first impression on people. But in all his time here at the Fontaine Research Institute, I don't think he's ever had a single deep conversation about his research with his peers. That's no way to make real friends around here.
Yeah, I'm still very sus of Rawat.
That's so weird. He definitely didn't come across like a recluse at that product promotion.
Oh, I don't find that weird at all. He definitely didn't strike me as the kind of guy who's, good at making friends.
Really?
Okay, we should talk with his acquaintances. But we also need to check the Research Institute for any clues.
Sure thing. We'll go ask around among the other researchers with Sigewinne. Excuse us, are you Audrey?
That's me. What is it?
Are you close friends with Rawat? We're trying to find out where he is.
Close friends? You mean because I told him I had feelings for him once? I doubt I should have known, really. Men like him, they just enjoy being surrounded by fun and...
Okay. We were just...
Why would I know where he's at? I barely know him and...
Ugh, this is getting annoying. Shall we go ask someone else?
I think she knows Rawat better than she cares to admit.
Maybe, but we're not going to get...
She's displaying symptoms common among people in love, if that's what you mean.
It's...
Oh, we're still no closer to finding Mr. Rawat. Oh, by this point...
Danger? Wait, why are you looking for him again?
There it is.
Oh, that's right, yeah! The Marshall say phantoms.
What? How has this happened? He seemed fine.
Oh, I see.
Okay, but this is purely out of concern for his safety. If he's not at the institute, I heard she raised him alone, that they had it pretty tough financially, and these days she's housebound due to illness.
Oh, okay.
Nope, sorry. I only found out the thing about his mother because it came up in conversation once. I was just trying to find out more about him. When I told him I had a crush on him, I offered to help him take care of his mother. And yeah, maybe that was a stupid idea, but did he really have to yell at me for it? It's like, unbelievable. These guys only want to show...
Looks like her love syndrome is flaring up again.
We need to find out Mr. Rawat's mother's address. Let's check with the Marshallsea officers when we regroup.
Cool, sounds like a plan.
I really wish this was in Sumeru now. I wish you could use Nahida's abilities on other people as well, like outside of Sumeru.
What do you want?
We're here to ask about Rawat. Any idea?
Close?
Huh?
It's been a good few days since I last saw him.
Would the patent in question happen to be real?
Yeah, kinda. Butterfly.
Okay, now we're getting...
Most of the other researchers here focus on mechanics, energy, stuff like that. I get why he wouldn't be interested in having anything to do with them, but I'm studying coatings. There's a huge overlap in our areas of research. Why would he refuse to work with me? I bought his product once, and noticed it contains a unique substance that might have applications in coatings, too. If it worked out, I could probably make as much as he's making. Don't get me wrong. I had no intention of plagiarizing his work. I was hoping to get official permission to use his findings in my own research. Followed the proper procedure. It was all above board. But despite that, he turned me down not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Huh, so is Rawat antisocial? Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna get any info about Rawat's whereabouts from him.
Wait, 1 second. Mr. Antibes, next time you go shopping, you should buy some Buell fruits. Peel the skin, steep in water, then drink.
Huh?
Only because she's just out here helping other people now as well. Sigewinne, that's not what we're here for. We're here to literally stop a dude from dying.
Who's asking?
Just some concerned citizens helping out the Marechaussee Phantom with an investigation. We'd like to ask you...
Not anymore, we're not. Turns out we don't see eye to eye.
Oh yeah? What?
The thing about us researchers is, most of us do what we do for some sort of higher purpose. But not Rawat. All he cared about was how to commercialize his findings. He won't even let you work with him unless you sign a confidentiality agreement first. Also, he has better control over who gets which intellectual property rights. How are you supposed to get any meaningful research done working with a guy like that? Now that I've got my own technical solution for my compressor, I don't need to work with him anymore.
So that's what we're watching.
We'd still like to know where to find him.
Wait, you're... Yeah, I know you. You're the head nurse at the Fortress of Meripede. Alright, then I'm happy to help you if I can. I respect the work you do.
Wow, turns out Sigewinne's got some real...
Thing is, I have no real way of knowing where he might be. I stopped working with him 2 months ago, and I've barely seen him since. But if you want my advice, I'd say go talk to the peddlers. There's a few he meets with every other day or so.
Peddlers?
Yeah, back when I was working with him, I noticed he met with them quite often. Wouldn't surprise me if they were involved in some shady business together. The little I overheard was about manufacturing and selling pharmaceutical drugs. Like I said, he's all about the money.
Drugs? Doesn't he work with skincare products?
Who knows? I never cared to find out.
Thank you.
Welcome. Goodbye, and may we both reach new heights in our scientific endeavors.
Well, that's all 3 researchers. Let's head back to the meetup point.
I don't know why, but I feel like we shouldn't have left her alone. Considering there's basically skinwalkers about. Like, we're literally dealing with a skinwalker situation.
You know, Paimon started out thinking Rawat was a handsome researcher with a friendly and cheerful personality.
So, what's your view of...
A handsome researcher whose difficult upbringing turned him into a profit chaser with a chip on his shoulder?
So your thoughts about his appearance haven't changed at all?
Well, his looks are kind of a big deal. At least in Paimon's opinion. How did such a handsome guy end up being so antisocial?
You can't judge a person solely based on their appearance.
Head nurse. Traveler. I assume...
Bertram mentioned Rawat's involvement with some pharmaceutical merchants. Do you know if he's registered any pharmaceutical brands?
Since he was a whistleblower on such a huge case, I ran a background check on him.
How strange. If he was so focused on commercializing his research and averse to sharing his technology with others, why wouldn't he have registered his own brands? Maybe he and his business partners...
You think he may have colluded with the gang? Well, the crime was manufacture and sale of drugs, and that would certainly be in his wheelhouse.
Isn't that pretty unlikely, though?
Most children who come to me with tooth decay have suffered pain for a long time already, but they'll still try to hide the fact that they eat too many sweets. Grown-ups and children aren't so different in that regard.
I saw him when he came to make his report, and I certainly didn't get the feeling that he was the type to collude with criminals. You mentioned that he comes from a poor family. So, it's possible that the criminals approached him, asking for academic support. By the time he discovered who they really were, he was in too deep. They had leverage on him, so he was...
That does make a lot of sense. It would definitely explain why he was so unwilling to cooperate with his fellow researchers. No wonder he's so unsociable. He must be on edge all the time with a gang of crooks breathing down his neck.
In that case, the situation could be worse than we thought. If Rawat was working with the escaped inmates, they're sure to know more about his whereabouts than us.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, he was last seen 2 days ago. If no one's seen him since, maybe we're...
2 days ago? So he went missing right after that product promotion.
That was the same day he reported the criminals, too.
Don't worry, everyone. I believe we still have a chance.
Yeah, he must have been...
All the more reason to find him as soon as possible. The only lead we have at the moment is his mother's house.
Yep. When you register a brand, the Court of Fontaine requires you to provide a legal address.
Okay, then there's no time to lose.
The rain makes the soil spin to win. The rain makes the soil spin to win.
Come look
Don't
at
you
this
forget it.
gem. When you hold it up under the sun, it almost looks like it's got a whole rainbow hiding inside.
We come to these areas a lot. Like they just had to put a bunch of extra
This should
houses
be the
for
house.
quests everywhere.
Okay.
Sounds like whoever's inside has restricted mobility. Oh, it seems serious.
Break the door down?
No, I'll handle it. Let the expert deal with it. Calm down. Deep breaths. Remember your training. Control your strength. And... it's open.
Seath, take a few people and lie in wait. Keep your eyes peeled for any activity around the house. The Traveler, head nurse, and I will go inside.
Okay, let's see what's happening in here.
Hello? Anyone home? Oh, there. On the bed, there's an old lady. That's gotta be Rawat's mother, right?
We could try, but...
Well, doesn't look like Rawat's here.
Yep. Hello, ma'am. Might I ask if you're Rawat's mother? Hard of hearing, perhaps.
I have one here.
I'd like to show you a photo, ma'am.
Looks like this isn't gonna work after all.
Well, looks...
Is it possible he could have avoided returning here because he knew he'd be in danger?
Maybe. But if so, where do we look next?
Guess so.
I suggest we all return there now. We found a good amount of useful information the first time.
Sorry, officer, but could I stay here for a while?
Of course. Traveler, stay with the head nurse.
Also, I'd like some Marechaussee members to stay as well, and keep an eye on the area.
Why's that?
If Rawat knows how serious his mother's condition is, he will return.
Got it. Okay.
Makes sense.
Thanks for helping me out yet again, Traveler.
No problem. But when you say her condition is serious...
Yes. She's barely clinging on to life.
Oh.
Let me take care of a few things first.
Yeah, of course.
I can tell that her family has tried a lot of different treatment methods, including some very expensive medicines. Unfortunately, her condition is so multifaceted that a recovery looks all but impossible.
Sigewinne. My mom bets being a nurse must be pretty tough at times like this.
Yes. In Melizine's eyes, a human's birth, aging, sickness, and death are as much a part of natural law as sunrise and sunset. But human medicine can defy that law to some extent. In that sense, it is a science of miracles. That is why I became fascinated with it in the first place. But it was only after I truly became a doctor that I realized miracles don't always happen. Even the greatest doctors cannot cure all diseases.
Sigewinne.
Don't worry about me, Paimon. A doctor's duty is not to cure all diseases, but to treat whatever ailments they can. At the very least, I can lower her fever. That way she'll suffer less. And she might even be able to see her son.
Yeah. All the more reason to find Rawat as soon as possible, even if we don't catch those crooks.
Oh, her fever is getting worse.
Sure, we're on the...
My lab is written down in the journal. Okay, so pool water cliff.
Found the hot water? Sure did. And look, judging by this journal, it seems like Rawat has a private lab. There's a good chance he could be there right now. Oh, that's great news. The wet towel is ready. I'm giving you another injection. Are you feeling better now? It's all right. We'll go bring him back. Thank you.
You see, if this were real life, all of these little ruins and stuff everywhere would be absolutely destroyed. Considering they're literally just like out in the open. Any person could come and just absolutely destroy them. That's what usually happens to abandoned areas. Once the public gets a hold of them, they just get completely demolished.
We came as soon as we heard the news. I can't believe we were so...
Don't blame yourself. There's a mechanical door over here.
Or, you know, me, the person with the power to defeat gods, could just rip it open.
It's open. Let's go in.
I guess it was just that simple. It was just press the open button, I guess. Rawat's private laboratory. I don't feel like I'll need much for this. This is Sigewinne, but I don't have Sigewinne as a thing, so I can't bring Sigewinne with me. Oh, well, never mind. Just give me Sigewinne anyway. What did she do again?
Wibbly wobbly.
Oh, she's a bow user? Ugh.
How did they get in here? Captain, up ahead! Those look like our fugitives!
So they found this place too? Don't let any of them escape!
I tried doing left trigger. I tried to do a block. It's kind of an awful character, I'll be honest. Oh, well, then she's doing a lot of damage, I guess.
The wrong test subject.
She just does so much damage to their ult. It's actually ridiculous.
Captain, according to our list, many of the fugitives aren't accounted for. There may be others hiding deeper inside the facility.
Ah, so these guys...
The Mara Shosei Phantom! How did they find this place?
Wait, it's that guard from the fortress.
That's right, I'm on your side. I mean, the Duke sent me. What's...
Mr. Odilon, didn't I tell you a few days ago that you need to stop all field work until you've recovered?
Well...
Officer Morgan, this man is an imposter. The real Mr. Odilon has no recent health issues.
Bang.
What?
Looks like the head nurse was right about the face-swapping method. Arrest them all! DuPont, stay here and keep guard. And watch the exit. If we're not back soon, call for reinforcements.
Got it.
Yeah, this was bound to happen.